In the next few minutes, I'm going to expose 12 frozen American dinner brands hiding contamination risks, undeclared allergens, and foreign materials behind their convenience promises. Plus, I'll reveal the 5 brands that actually deliver real food without the toxic surprises. Stay until the end, because number 1 will completely transform how you approach frozen meals forever. Let's start with what's sitting in your freezer right now. 12. Hungry Man. Starting at number 12, Hungry Man has been the go-to for hearty portions since the 60s, feeding generations with those oversized compartmented trays. The USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service issued a public health alert for certain Hungry Man frozen dinners connected to recalled whey powder, a dairy ingredient used across multiple products in their line. The whey powder supplier faced a recall due to possible salmonella contamination, that dangerous bacteria that causes severe food poisoning, especially risky for older adults whose immune systems don't bounce back as quickly as they once did. For people who grew up trusting Hungry Man as reliable comfort food, learning that recent products carried potential salmonella exposure feels like a betrayal of that decades-long relationship. The contamination risk wasn't from the meat or vegetables, but from a dairy ingredient most consumers wouldn't even think twice about, hidden in the creamy sauces and gravies that make these meals satisfying. 11. Healthy Choice. At number 11, Healthy Choice built its reputation promising exactly what the name suggests, positioning itself as the smart option for health-conscious consumers, watching calories and making better choices. The USDA announced a ConAgra recall of certain Healthy Choice chicken bowl products due to possible foreign matter contamination, and the foreign matter in question was rocks. Small rocks found their way into Power Bowl products, the very line marketed as fresh, wholesome, and carefully prepared for people prioritizing nutrition. Consumer complaints described finding hard, inedible material in their chicken bowls, material that could easily crack teeth, damage dental work, or pose serious choking hazards, particularly dangerous for older adults who may have existing dental issues or swallowing difficulties. For someone heating up a Healthy Choice bowl expecting a safe, nutritious meal, discovering rocks transforms a routine dinner into a potentially dangerous situation. 10. Banquet claiming the number 10 spot. Banquet has been a budget-friendly staple in American freezers for generations. Those bright yellow boxes promising affordable meals when money's tight. The USDA announced a ConAgra recall of Banquet frozen chicken strips meal entrees due to possible foreign matter contamination, specifically plastic pieces found in the chicken strip portion of the meals. The recall notice details consumer complaints about finding plastic fragments mixed with the breaded chicken, plastic that could cause choking, intestinal injury, or dental damage if bitten down on unexpectedly. For families and individuals relying on Banquet as an economical protein source, learning that recent batches contain plastic contamination undermines the basic trust that food manufacturers will keep foreign materials out of the production line. Older adults who choose Banquet for its familiarity and affordability shouldn't have to worry about encountering plastic while eating what's supposed to be a straightforward chicken dinner. 9. Marie Callender's. At number 9, Marie Callender's carries that comforting, home-style promise. Packaging that evokes memories of traditional American cooking and family recipes passed down through generations. The USDA announced a ConAgra recall of Marie Callender's beef shepherd's pie due to possible foreign matter contamination, and the recall notice specifies the foreign matter reported was clear, flexible plastic. Shepherd's pie is meant to be comfort food, layers of seasoned beef and vegetables topped with creamy mashed potatoes, the kind of meal that's supposed to feel safe and familiar. Finding clear plastic hidden in those layers transforms comfort into concern, with the flexible nature of the plastic making it especially dangerous, since it could be swallowed without immediate detection. For consumers who reach for Marie Callender's specifically because the brand feels trustworthy and established, learning that production lines allowed plastic contamination into finished products damages that carefully cultivated reputation. 8. Lean Cuisine. Moving to number 8, Lean Cuisine has been the cornerstone of portion-controlled eating for decades, the brand countless Americans turn to when managing weight or seeking lighter meals. That trust took a serious hit when the FDA posted Nestle USA's recall notice for certain lean cuisine frozen meals due to potential presence of wood-like material. Wood contamination in frozen dinners crosses from concerning into deeply alarming territory. Material that has no business anywhere near food production lines somehow made it into finished products. The recall covered specific lean cuisine items within a particular production window. But for consumers who've relied on the brand for years, the fact that wood made it through processing at all raises fundamental questions about manufacturing oversight. Wood fragments can cause choking, splinter in the mouth or throat, damage dental work, or cause serious intestinal injury if swallowed. 7. Stouffer's. At number 7, Stouffer's represents legacy quality, a brand that's been in American kitchens since the 1920s, building generations of trust with consistent products and that signature red packaging. The FDA posted Nestle USA's recall notice for certain Stouffer's frozen meals due to potential presence of wood-like material, the same contamination issue that affected their sister brand, Lean Cuisine. The recall specifically includes Stouffer's party size chicken lasagna, a family favorite often purchased for gatherings or for having multiple servings on hand throughout the week. Wood contamination in a party-size lasagna means potentially multiple servings affected, multiple family members, or multiple meals containing dangerous foreign material. For someone who bought party size specifically to have reliable meals ready, discovering the batch was recalled for wood contamination means throwing away a significant food investment and losing faith in a brand that seemed unshakable. 6. Hot Pockets. At number 6, Hot Pockets became a cultural icon, those portable pockets of convenience that promised quick meals for busy Americans across every generation. While younger people might associate them with late-night snacks, many older adults discovered Hot Pockets as easy options when cooking became more challenging or when arthritis made traditional meal prep too painful. Nestle Prepared Foods announced a recall of certain Hot Pockets garlic buttery crust pepperoni pizza products due to possible foreign material, and the recall notice states the concern involved pieces of hard plastic or glass. Hard plastic or glass in a food product represents one of the most dangerous contamination scenarios possible. Materials that can shatter teeth, lacerate mouth tissue, or cause catastrophic internal injury if swallowed. For older adults with existing dental problems, dentures, or sensitive digestive systems, biting into hard plastic or glass could cause immediate emergency-level injury requiring urgent medical care. 5. Boston Market. Approaching our top 5 worst offenders, Boston Market frozen meals carry the legacy of the restaurant chain, that promise of rotisserie comfort food you can prepare at home. The brand specifically markets to people who remember Boston Market restaurants from the 90s and want to recreate those flavors without leaving home, making the customer base heavily skewed toward adults with decades of brand familiarity. The USDA announced a Bellisio Foods recall of Boston Market home-style meals, boneless pork rib-shaped patty products due to possible foreign matter, with FSIAC stating the foreign matter concern was hard plastic or glass. The boneless pork rib products are specifically marketed as comfort food, something familiar and satisfying, yet these exact products contain potentially catastrophic contamination. For consumers choosing Boston Market specifically because the brand evokes memories of reliable restaurant meals, learning that frozen versions contain hard plastic or glass fragments destroys the nostalgia and comfort the brand tried to sell. 4. Michelinas. At number 4, Michelinas has served as the budget-friendly option for decades. Those small portion meals offering Italian-American comfort at prices accessible to everyone, especially important for older adults on fixed incomes. When money is limited but you still need to eat well, brands like Michelinas become lifelines, trusted options for stretching food budgets. The USDA announced a Bellisio Foods recall that included Michelinas spaghetti with meat sauce due to misbranding and an undeclared allergen, with the recall notice specifying soy was not declared on the product label. For someone with soy allergies or sensitivities, eating a mislabeled product could trigger reactions ranging from uncomfortable digestive distress to life-threatening anaphylaxis. Soy is one of the major allergens requiring mandatory declaration, yet it appeared in Michelina's products without any label warning, meaning consumers with allergies had no way to protect themselves by reading ingredients. 3. Atkins. Claiming the number 3 spot, Atkins frozen meals target people following specific dietary protocols, consumers who carefully track what they eat for health reasons or weight management. When someone chooses Atkins products, they're making deliberate decisions about their food, often based on medical advice or carefully planned nutritional strategies. The USDA announced a Request Foods recall of chicken with cheese burrito products due to misbranding and undeclared allergens, with reporting describing the affected products as Atkins-labeled burritos that failed to declare egg and soy on the label. Consumers following restricted diets specifically to manage health conditions trust that specialty diet brands will be extra careful about accurate labeling. Yet Atkins products contain 2 major undeclared allergens simultaneously. Egg and soy allergies can cause severe reactions in sensitive individuals, including difficulty breathing, dangerous drops in blood pressure, and anaphylactic shock requiring emergency treatment. 2. Kid Fresh coming in at number 2. Kid Fresh markets itself as better-for-you kids meals, organic options parents trust to feed their children while working adults might reach for them as convenient individual portions. The kid-focused branding creates expectations of extra safety measures, the assumption that products marketed to children undergo more rigorous quality control. The USDA announced a Fairmont Foods recall of Kid Fresh spaghetti loops with meat sauce entree products due to misbranding, with the recall notice stating the product contained egg, a known allergen that was not declared on the label. Egg allergies are among the most common food allergies affecting both children and adults, with reactions ranging from hives to full anaphylaxis. When a brand specifically positions itself as safe for kids, failing to declare major allergens becomes more than sloppy labeling. It becomes a fundamental breach of the trust parents and consumers place in products marketed as carefully formulated. 1. Trader Joe's taking the number 1 spot as the absolute worst frozen dinner contamination issue. Trader Joe's steamed chicken soup dumplings combine the trust of a beloved brand with a shocking contamination discovery that highlights how vulnerable even premium position products can be. Trader Joe's has cultivated an almost cult-like following. Consumers who shop there exclusively because they trust the brand's quality standards and unique product selection. The USDA announced a recall of Trader Joe's steamed chicken soup dumplings due to possible contamination with foreign materials, and the recall notice specifies the foreign material concern was hard plastic from a permanent marker pen. A permanent marker pen, an object that has absolutely no reason to be anywhere near food production, somehow ended up inside dumplings that made it through processing, packaging, quality control, and distribution before the contamination was discovered. For consumers biting into steamed dumplings expecting delicate wrappers filled with savory broth and chicken, encountering hard plastic from a marker represents the worst possible contamination scenario. Foreign material that could cause choking, internal puncture wounds, or toxic chemical exposure from marker ink. What makes this the number 1 worst frozen dinner issue is the combination of a highly trusted brand, a completely inexplicable contamination source, and the physical danger posed by hard plastic in delicate dumplings that people put entirely in their mouths. After learning what's been hiding in those frozen dinner boxes you've trusted for years, I know that list feels overwhelming and maybe even scary, but here's the truth that should bring you relief. Not every frozen dinner brand cuts corners or allows contamination. Several companies have built their entire identity around doing things right, using clean ingredients, maintaining rigorous quality control, and proving that convenience doesn't have to mean compromising your health or safety. 5. Saffron Road. Starting our safer list at number 5, Saffron Road offers frozen dinners that prove convenience meals can be made with integrity and real food. The brand's frozen dinners page explicitly states its meals use no seed oils or artificial ingredients, a commitment that immediately sets them apart from conventional frozen dinner manufacturers. Seed oils have become controversial for their inflammatory properties and highly processed nature, so choosing products that avoid them entirely means choosing meals that won't contribute to long-term inflammation issues many older adults already struggle with. Their frozen dinners are certified halal and gluten-free, certifications that require third-party verification and regular testing, providing accountability beyond the brand's own claims. For consumers with gluten sensitivity or celiac disease, conditions that often develop or worsen with age, having verified gluten-free frozen options means not having to sacrifice convenience when you need quick meals. 4. Deep Indian Kitchen. At number 4, Deep Indian Kitchen delivers frozen meals made from scratch, proving that mass production doesn't require shortcuts or compromises. The brand explicitly states its meals have no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives added, meaning what you see on the ingredient list is what you're actually eating, nothing hidden behind vague chemical names or ambiguous additives. Made from scratch signals, traditional cooking methods applied to frozen meal production, treating each meal like something you'd prepare at home, given unlimited time and energy. For older adults who grew up cooking everything from scratch themselves, but now need convenient options, knowing a brand maintains those traditional standards provides comfort and peace of mind. The absence of artificial flavors means the curries, rice dishes, and vegetable preparations taste the way they should because they contain actual spices, herbs, and aromatics rather than chemical approximations. 3. Primal Kitchen. Claiming the number 3 spot, Primal Kitchen frozen meals target consumers following specific dietary protocols while refusing to compromise on taste or convenience. A press release announcing their frozen bowl and skillet meals states the products contain no grains, soy, dairy, refined sugar, or artificial ingredients. An impressive list of exclusions that addresses multiple dietary concerns simultaneously. 4. People following low-carb lifestyles, managing autoimmune conditions through diet, or dealing with multiple food sensitivities. Finding frozen meals that accommodate all these restrictions usually means making everything from scratch. The Whole30 approved designation means these products met rigorous standards verified by the Whole30 program, providing third-party accountability beyond the brand's own marketing claims. For older adults managing chronic inflammation, blood sugar issues, or digestive problems, having frozen meal options that align with therapeutic dietary approaches means not having to choose between health goals and convenience. 2. Red's All Natural. At number 2, Red's All Natural commits to cooking with fewer and better ingredients, a deceptively simple promise that requires significantly more care and expense than conventional frozen meal production. The brand explicitly states it uses antibiotic-free meat and cage-free eggs, addressing concerns about antibiotic resistance and animal welfare that matter deeply to conscious consumers. Antibiotic overuse in conventional meat production contributes to drug-resistant bacteria, a growing health crisis particularly dangerous for older adults whose immune systems can't fight resistant infections as effectively. Red's All Natural proudly declares it is always non-GMO and uses organic ingredients when possible, showing commitment to avoiding genetically modified organisms whenever alternatives exist. The commitment to fewer ingredients means Red's products have short, readable ingredient lists rather than paragraphs of unpronounceable chemical names, making it easy to know exactly what you're eating. 1. Evil, taking the top spot as the absolute best frozen dinner brand you can trust. Evil represents what convenience food should be when companies genuinely prioritize consumer health over maximum profits. Conagra's statements about Evil confirm the brand's ingredients include meats raised without antibiotics and contain no artificial colors or flavors, commitments that fundamentally separate Evil from conventional frozen dinner options. Antibiotic-free meat ensures you're not inadvertently contributing to antibiotic resistance or consuming residual drug compounds that remain in conventional meat products. What elevates Evil to the number 1 position is their demonstrated commitment to environmental responsibility alongside ingredient quality, proving that doing right by consumers extends beyond just what's in the food. Conagra announced that Evil switched from plastic bowls to paper-based bowls, specifically to lower packaging footprint across products, addressing the environmental crisis of single-use plastics without compromising meal quality. Evil's combination of clean ingredients, antibiotic-free meats, no artificial additives, and genuine environmental commitment creates the complete package of what modern consumers should expect and demand from frozen dinner brands. 12 frozen dinner brands hiding contamination issues, undeclared allergens, and foreign materials behind familiar packaging, plus 5 brands proving convenience doesn't require compromising your health or safety. Before your next frozen food aisle trip, remember that reading labels carefully, choosing brands with clear ingredient commitments, and supporting companies that prioritize quality over cost cutting protects both your immediate safety and long-term health. Knowledge is power, and now you have the information to make choices that serve your well-being rather than just corporate profit margins.